Hi, this is Kevin Kraut. I'm Ogden Kraut's son. I introduced several different videos on some of the books that we've done by my father, Ogden Kraut. Um, Ogden, of course, has passed away, and he was a very unique individual because he studied back into the early days of the church and did a lot of research on early Mormon doctrines that people were questioning or wondering about, but there just wasn't a whole lot of information that the church is giving anymore out about that. In the fundamentalist thought pattern of Mormonism, around 1890 there were a lot of changes that actually happened in Mormon doctrine. There were different doctrines. We gave up plural marriage, we gave up united order, we gave up the kingdom of God, which talks about the Council of 50. Very few people that are LDS members of the church today even know what the Council of 50 was and understand that there was a certain dynamic for them in Mormonism, and so it's very important that people understand we're not anti-Mormon. We're trying to teach the early Mormon principles to people right now so that eventually, as Brigham Young has made the statement, we will go back to Jackson County, and when we go back, we will live all the higher laws of the gospel. So when Zion's established, these things will all come back. It's not that we're promoting or teaching all these doctrines for people to run out. No, if you feel comfortable in the church, or you feel comfortable in fundamentalism, or you feel comfortable wherever, just understand that these doctrines are real, that they were taught by Joseph Smith, and that and they were very sacred. And so we need to understand them. We need to understand, why did the people live plural marriage? Why did they live united order? Why did they stop living united order? Why is it that there's members of the church today who don't have any comprehension of anything that happened in old church history? And I think sometimes that gets into the compounding thought pattern of saying, well, we'll just follow the prophet. And that's not what Joseph taught. He says, I don't want you just to follow me. I want you to think on your own. I want you to understand your own. In teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith, there's even a quote where he says, when they began, in the Jewish realm, they began to follow the prophet, and they wanted Moses to go and talk to God instead of they themselves going and talking to God. Hence, they were darkened in their minds. And so, today we want to teach people to think and pray and study and learn, and don't just take it just because he's a general authority or somebody up there for granted that, gee, whatever he says is correct and 100% truth. It's not. I was around during the time when there was a guy from BYU area, and he started questioning one of the general authorities. Oh no, this is terrible. You're questioning this general authority. Well, you must be anti, or you must be a fundamentalist, or you must have had all these names for him. It was terrible, and he went through all this stuff. And finally he sat down to research and said, listen, I have this research, and Paul H. Dunn lied about it. And it took a long time, but everybody finally figured it out, and he proved the truth that Paul H. Dunn really wasn't telling the whole picture and the whole story correctly. And now everybody calls him a hero. He's a hero because, see, he found the truth. He found the thing. And so it's not that I'm out trying to, thwart the brethren of the church or any of that stuff. Joseph made it very clear that this is just like our government. If somebody's in a seat of position or power or whatever in the church, and they're not fulfilling that in a proper way, it's our right, it's our duty to go and question them and say, there's something not right here. We need to be able to, the fact that the president of the church could even be challenged in Doctrine and Covenants tells that we could even throw him out if he's not doing the right thing. We as a people rule, not the upper brethren, not the way that we have today. It was set up so that we could question, we could find out truth, we could know truth. And so that's what these books are trying to do, is teach the old religion, whether you believe it or not, or want to believe it, that's up to you. But at least it gets into perspective so that you understand, and that it helps people to say, oh, okay, now I understand why the people lived the way they did. And, you know, we're just not living it today. That's okay. But at least we have an understanding of that. And so that's the purpose of these videos. That's the purpose of these writings, is to hold sacred the old honorable truths that are very difficult to find now.